Hey, Shalom, Meshala. At the start of the source by giving no praise to Yahweh. Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles of GMS and honor to you brothers doing the work of the Most High in truth and sincerity. This is a real quick one from this, this new track. Rather, this trailer from this geezer, Busta Rhymes Fire trailer. And basically uses a clip from, I believe, the film The Knowing, right? And if you see here, got Revelation 13, all right, in terms of the mark of the beast, all right. And like I said, this, from what I remember, is clips from that film, like I said, The Knowing, which basically is talking about the destruction of America, right? And you look through the comments section. I remember it was with what you call it, with elder brother Ramah here in the UK, and he was going through the comment section. He was pissed off. Right, and I understand why, because you read these comments and all of a sudden, like, people, oh my god, oh shit, it is the end time. Oh yeah, this, that, and the other. And it's like, yo, we've been telling you, all this time, but obviously, we know that this is just the way it's supposed to be, right? The fact that they ain't gonna listen to the prophets, right? In fact, let's start off with that, right? This is Isaiah 6 and verse 9. It says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Right? Let me read on. It says, make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their ears, and hear with their lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. Right? So basically, the Lord's got an angel out there that's basically stopping these people from being able to understand what it is that the Most High is pushing out, to understand what the Most High has basically set up for to happen in these last days. Because, hey, to us, right? We can see these things easily, right? But to the rest of our people, they just can't see it. Why? Because it wasn't given to them to see it. This is Romans 11 and 7. It says, well, then Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but for the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. So the elect of the children of Israel can understand these mysteries, right? Can understand what is going on in these last days. But the rest of our people, they're blinded. They ain't gonna see, because right there, here it is. They'll watch this. They'll see. What you call it? They'll see the precept, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, that's deep. This, that, and the other. This, that, and the other," right? But ultimately, the elites can then use Buster to flip the script on these people, and then they'll follow whatever it is that these people in power say. Why? Because they don't respect the prophets, right? But the beautiful thing is, even as I'm doing this video, so I'm looking at it as, hey, now that's a whole load of people that are now condemned, because regardless of who said it, right, the scripture was there plain to read, right? That anyone who takes this chip, you ain't supposed to take this chip, man. That is the mark of the beast. Okay. So let me also get this. Okay. It says Amos 3 and 7, surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets, right? Which is why, starting off with the apostles on down, we're able to understand these things, and to us it's clear. It's clear, and it makes absolute sense. We can see that these are the last days. Majority of the people in the world can't see that it is the last days. They're still thinking about, oh, we'll be able to have Christmas. They're still thinking about, oh, we can't wait for this vaccine to come out so we can go back to normal. Look, the life he was living wasn't a life of normality. It was a life of wickedness, which is why the Most High is coming to destroy this place, right, in the first place, okay? So, where were we? So this is back in Isaiah 6 and verse 11. It says, then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. So the Most High is not going to remove these blinders from these people until it's too late. Okay? These people are going to be in a deep sleep until the end of time. Right, until these last days, when this destruction is happening, that's when the Lord's going to make them go, oh shit, them people there, they were them people that we used to call bums, we used to call names. They were right all along. This is Ezekiel 33:33. It says, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them, and these things will come to pass, which is why it says, "Lo, it will come" in brackets, right? But as more and more of these prophecies start coming to pass, yeah, hey, you have certain people that were maybe on the fence start looking and be like, hey, this is the truth, and come in, right? We know that you're gonna have people coming in the last hour. Okay, you had examples in the scriptures where a couple thousand people came in one go, right? So we're expecting these things to happen. But when these things have been fulfilled, then these people are going to be like, oh shit. You read that, for instance, Wisdom, the fifth chapter, when it speaks about, then looking at the strangers of his salvation, we fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. And part of that madness is they're hearing us speak out there. They're hearing us prophesy in horrible weather conditions. Sometimes it seems like no one's listening, but hey, here it is. What you call it? We're gonna be proven to be the ones that were telling the truth. This is 1 Corinthians 1:21. It says, for after that, in the wisdom of God, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High. It pleased the Most High by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. Okay, so why is it foolishness? Because ultimately the Most High can just click a finger and everyone gets it. No, but the Most High wants uh, wants to play it this way. The Most High wants to see who on earth has faith, right? Let me forget that while I remember, right? Because you read what's this book, Hebrews 11:6, which says, without faith it is impossible to please him. This is Luke 18:8. It says, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on earth? And that is the question. And that's why the Most High has chosen to do it this way, so that he can glorify his name, right? So that it's an epic way of of pushing his message. Because you know what, once again, the Most High can have it where everyone could understand, right? But part of the Lord doing it this way is also to filter out people he doesn't need, to make the story even more interesting. Okay, let me grab this. This is not Second Ezra's. All right, it says 2 Ezra 15:3. It says, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. So the fact that the Most High doesn't want everyone to just get it means that you will have certain people that will come in. But the fact that not everyone believes what it is that we're saying, the fact that it is foolishness, all of these different things means that that particular individual falls out. Okay. So in the kingdom, it's going to be a thing of, hey, these are in fact, let me actually grab that. Um, okay, it's because, hey, there's gonna be an order in the kingdom of heaven when everything's all good, when the nations are at peace, when there's war no more, right? When the earth is at rest. Okay, there's gonna be a hierarchy. You're gonna have Yahweh Shai, King David, and the 12. When you're gonna have 144,000. Okay, I believe I didn't miss anything. Yes, Yahweh, right? Yahweh Shai, right? King David and the 12. Yeah, and then 144,000. Okay, so that's going to be the hierarchy. And you know what? These trials and tribulations, the fact that you're going to have some people that are going to stand so stiffly for the name of the Lord, as we're about to read, even in the face of adversity, right? That's what, in the kingdom, people are going to be like, them men did, and Lord, will we be of that number? Them men did a quote, a good work. Okay. So he said, this is, 2 Ezra 2, I'm start from 43. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal. Because the beautiful thing is, we are actually going to be immortal, right? All the children of Israel are going to be immortal. Why? Because Yahushua conquered sin, right? And the wages of sin is death. So if we can't sin anymore, as in the children of Israel only, the children of Israel can't sin anymore, then they can't die, right? That's the beauty of this second covenant, right? That we've only been able to obtain through Yahushua, which is what the Most High intended in the first place. So anyone who says you don't need to worship Yahushua is clearly going off. It says, and put on the immortal and confessed the name of the Most High. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Now the name of the Most High, you got the names, right? But hey, what did you saw? We all saw Nate mockingly say, "Oh, some people say I can't say," and then he said the name of of the Most High, the name of Yahushai, right? But the way he said it, he didn't say it in sincerity, and also he didn't say it in preaching. Right, because when we preach, we're preaching in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, which means what? Which means that we're pushing everything that is written in the scriptures, the nastiness of the scriptures as the apostles went into, right? How can I be calling on the name of Yahweh Shai, right? And saying that Edomites can make it. That ain't of Yahweh Shai. That's of another Jesus. That is. Okay. It says, now they crowned and received palms, right? And received palms. Then said I unto the angel, what young person is it that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hand? So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of God, right, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. Okay, so so that is the reason why certain things are going to happen to the prophets. Okay, that's why the prophets are going to be looked at as, you're just talking this, you're just talking that. All right. This is Sirach 13:22. This is when a rich man is it's lucky 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look, what he saith, they extol it to the clouds. So in this particular instance, this rich man is a Busta Rhymes. So once again, here it is. We've had the prophets starting off with the apostles and their teachers, right? Elder Abba Bivens on down, okay, going out there teaching and speaking about these things that are to come. But guess what? People didn't care. People disregard, right? They might just be like, yeah, well, it is the mark of the beast. But hey, once again, now you have a celebrity coming out and saying, and all of it says, oh shit, this, that, and the other. Okay? But that's just our people for you, right? In fact, that's just people in general. It says, but if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. So people don't consider what it is that we're saying, because we look a certain way, because we come across a certain way. That's why the scripture says in First Corinthians, the first or the second chapter, if not both, that no, it's first chapter. In fact, let me grab it. It says First Corinthians 1:27. This is, but the Most High has chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. The Most High has chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. And once again, it goes back to the precept was reading in Luke about when Yahushua comes, shall he find faith on earth? Because it would have been easy for the Most High to set up an elite of the children of Israel in this world to come out and be pushing this truth. But the Most High doesn't want that, because why? What would happen? What would Jake inevitably do if you had a Jay-Z going out there on the streets? You have a load of Jakes joining just because Jay-Z's pushing the truth. But guess what? Jay-Z's got his consolation in this world. Jay-Z's just a musician, right? But we, Lord's will be the men. We are the prophets, okay? And to this world, we are the foolish of the world, because hey, we're just regular men. We don't have no letters after our name. We don't look particularly, like I don't know. We don't look like someone in the world that is of any great renown. We're just regular men. But that's how the Most High rolls, okay? So yeah, let me close on this. Is Matthew 13:57. They were offended in him, right? But Yahushua, in fact, let me read in this up into this. It says, Matthew 13:54 says, and when he was come into his own country, he taught them in their synagogue, insomuch that they were astonished and said, whence hath this man wisdom and these mighty works? Right? Is not this the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary, and his brethren James, Joseph, Simon, and Judas? And his sisters, are they not all with us? Whence then hath this man all these things? And they were offended in him. But Yahushua said unto them, a prophet is not without honor, save in his own country and in his own house. Okay, so we'll be around, we'll be telling the people that we know personally, right? Hey, get right with the Lord, this, that, and the other. And they're looking at us like, hey, but if it's our parents, you might tell your pops or whatever, what have you, your brothers, and then they just be like, bro, I remember when you were born. I changed your nappy, this, that, and the other. So they have no respect, right? And just like was read in the book of Sirach, the 13th chapter. Okay, hey, because we're not certain, right? Because we're just regular average Joes in the eyes of the world and in the eyes of people that we know personally, right? They don't consider what it is that we have to say. But let Busta say it, let Kendrick say it, right? Let Wiley say it, and then all of a sudden people wanna listen, right? Hey, that's just the way it is. So as always, Lord's what I was edifying. And to the next time, I'm gonna say Shalom.